he had like little dick syndrome or something. It had to have been. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Bobbi. Okay, hi, welcome. Give me 2 seconds of your time, even more than this video, and go down below and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It's free, so everybody's a winner here. You get more like content, I mean, it's pretty good. Let's not lie. Okay. But yeah, so please like, share, and subscribe this video with all of your friends. That way everybody can, be in on this thing. And then if you don't want to subscribe with your friends, just keep me to yourself. That's fine. That's a little selfish, but that's fine. Okay guys, so today is another Storytime Saturday. Okay, and I'll link all the products and everything that I use on my face in the description box below. That way, everybody's in the loop here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial and the story time. This story is a story about child done shit myself. Okay, so we're gonna go.
That's nasty. I'm gonna go throw up.
We're gonna go ahead and get into this story. Okay, so my ex-husband, he used to work for a traveling midget wrestling company. Okay, you guys don't get on me in the comments about, oh, they're little people. Okay, because that was the company was called Extreme Midget Wrestling. So all I can infer is that they're cool with being called midgets. Okay, I mean, some of them might, but they don't. Okay. Anyways, so I actually had this is only important because the show's location. Okay. So one time the venue that they were working for had given them a bunch of alcohol. It was like in their contract or something. So we got to take all the alcohol from the bar, the venue, to the hotel. Now, all these places are like in the middle of nowhere, like Podunk Town, USA, hillbillies galore. Okay, and all of these hillbillies love midget wrestling apparently. But that's neither here nor there. So there's really nothing to do at these small towns other than, like, I guess party or whatever. Like there's not fun things to do, really, to tell the truth. So that's fine, I get it. But I personally don't drink like that, and I went on tour with them for 2 weeks. So I was doing a lot of being bored. Okay, if I wasn't working the show, I was being bored. Like, I helped set up the ring a little bit, mostly like bringing them stuff, and then I sold t-shirts for a little bit to, earn my keep. So all of that, and then so we had the alcohol, right? And we were at the hotel room. Everybody's like, Bobbi, drink with us. Bobbi, drink with us. And even my ex at the time was like, Bobbi, drink with us. And then so I was like, oh, fine, I'll drink with y'all for a little bit. Now, after drinking a whole bottle of champagne, like a whole normal bottle of champagne, because they gave them like champagne and like whiskey, some tequila, and like one bottle of vodka, right? So yeah, I was like drinking with them. Everybody was having a great time. Um, Everybody goes to sleep at like 4 in the morning. We have to be in freaking Tennessee at leave for Tennessee at like 9 anyways, which is even before our checkout. So, you know, kind of sucked. Um, but I got up and I was doing one of these numbers like, you know, like just, oh, I'm such an angel. Let me wake up. um, okay, so we wake up and I'm trying to be all cute and stuff, right? And then so I feel a fart. I feel it. And I was just like, oh, it's just a fart. So I pushed it out. Lesson number 1. You never push out a fart. Jesus. Oh.
How do you poop the bed? How do I poop the bed, baby? Ask yourself a better question. How do you not poop yourself to bed?
Oh, God, what was wrong with me? So I push out this fart, and I farted. Okay, there was gas, right? Bitch. I farted and shit came out too. And then I like jumped up like out of bed. Like I used my legs and my one arm to like spring myself out of the bed. And I was like, oh no. Tell me why. There was a large like streak of shit that had like jettisoned out of my booty hole. I'm so ashamed still. This happened years and years and years ago. But I'm just saying, like, sorry. If my father is watching this, please don't watch the Saturday videos anymore. After I cleaned myself off, like, it was time to go. Like, my ex was already packing his shit. Like, Bobbi, you playing because we gotta go. And I was like, dude, I have to clean this shit off of myself. So like we got into it and he's like, bitch, you're just gonna leave it anyways. And I was like, we can't just leave it. And you know, like a kid, I was like, we can't just leave it. Wrong. There's so many things I've been wrong about, but this one I was definitely wrong because I left it. Okay, and then we go out to go get into their traveling van, right? And so we go out and we're like good ways down the hallway, but I hear them, one of the maids go in there and then she's like, "Adios mio," and like I was like, and my ex doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, but I speak only a little bit. And he was like, what did she say? And I was like, she said, oh my God, we gotta hurry up and go. And so yeah, I'm very ashamed still, but I feel like it's an entertaining story for you guys, so you're welcome. Okay, so my second story is on how I came to work for a pyramid scheme and I didn't even know it. Okay, I did not know it was a pyramid scheme whenever I went to work there. I was initially, I applied for a customer service position and I ended up being a receptionist. So, you know, one of those deals. So basically this company called Trevo, they decided that they would hire me. And I should have known that something was up when in the interview process, like, I didn't even speak to like I spoke to a manager, but I spoke to like customer service manager, not like an HR manager. I didn't speak to like anybody like that. But I let it slide because like it was a littler company. So this company sold a little health vitamin drink. And that's what they told me it was. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Whenever I got hired, which is also why I even wanted to work there in the first place, I was like, oh, maybe that'll keep me more on track for my fitness goals, blah, blah, blah. I would love to work there, you know? Wrong. Wrong. Again. Okay. Bitch, all I am is wrong. I went to work for this place. I did minimal Googling. I found out that it's like a real company or whatever. And then I was like satisfied with that. I really should have done some more digging, because what they were doing is basically telling people who lived in third world countries, like they even, like the dude even went to the guy who owned this company, went to the third world countries periodically and like was like salesmanning this shit and trying to get them to think and believe that this stuff is like medicine, because they would call the front desk, they would call the numbers that we have or whatever, and they were like, oh, I need this is my medicine, and like that's not fair. I think I felt like they were basically taking advantage, so I feel like that's really what was going on. I could be wrong, but definitely taking somebody's, like charging somebody. Okay, so I can't quite remember where I left off whenever my camera died. Okay, but let's say just like certain things I kept noticing, like a lot of the employees seemed very, very on edge, if not full-blown scared of the boss. His name was Mark, and he's a grade A dick, so I have no problems with saying his name. It was definitely 120% like a hostile work environment on top of being a fucking Ponzi scheme. Like they've even been investigated by the FBI and shit like that, for God knows what, but yeah, they got out of that somehow. But like I don't know how they haven't been brought up on charges for false advertisement, for so many things, because they're marketing this in other countries that maybe don't have the same like marketing laws that we have, like where you have to tell the truth about the product, you know. They're marketing as like a miracle and like medicine, and it's not a miracle nor is it medicine. It's liquid vitamins. It's a liquid multivitamin at that. They marketed this company as like a super family friendly company, blah blah blah, they'll always be there for you or whatever. And he ran the company with his wife, so it's slowly but surely believable. They fired me, but I'm going to tell you some events that led up to me being fired, which they didn't let me go for a specific reason. They said that they needed to downsize for monetary purposes. But over the course of working there, I had like picked up on that everybody was new basically. Other than a few key people, everybody was new. And I was like, why would a random like sales, you know, company like this have such a high turnover rate? Like places like Walmart, you know, stores at the mall, like I get that. I'm not entirely sure why they would have such a high turnover rate. Suspect number one. So that happened, and then I was like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe they just have a high turnover rate because they're really picky. I'll just be really good at my job. You know, like I always plan to try to be. And then, so I was just working one day, and they were like stressed to me that when I first started working there, don't leave the front desk alone. You're not allowed to leave the front desk alone. Fine, that's all fine and dandy. They were like, you can even answer a phone call, but you just have to like grab one of us real quick so we can come over here, because Mark doesn't like the front desk being up, because, you know, I told you guys I was a receptionist. I was like, okay, that's fine. I get that. He doesn't want his, you know, front desk to be unmanned. Ridiculously so. Like, I could not go to the bathroom for like less than 5 minutes, even if it's just number one. Okay, I couldn't just run over there. Even like, because even if I run to the bathroom, there's like maybe 2 minutes that I don't see the front desk. And then let's say like I was there at like 7 in the morning, because my hours were like from 7 to 5, Monday through Thursday. One of these Fridays, like, everybody had gotten into like a bad habit of being late. I guess because it just didn't matter for them to be late, but like I was the only one that had to be there on time. Because that Mark dude is fucking psycho, and I'll tell you in a second. Okay, this fucking psycho calls me at 7 in the morning when I'm supposed to be there on the dot. Okay, so I had ran to the restroom really quickly before I went to my desk. I just went and threw my stuff down and like went and ran to the restroom. I thought I had, you know, like more than just a couple seconds to use the restroom, but it's 7 on the dot, and he calls like as soon as it turns 7. And so like I'm rushing to dry my hands because I was already washing my hands, and I ran over there and I was like, hello, and he was like, why did it take so long for you to answer the phone? You don't just say hello, and blah blah blah. He was just freaking the fuck out. And I was like, I'm sorry, sir. I was in the restroom. He was like, well, just connect me to so-and-so. And I was like, okay, do, you know, and then sended his call off. I guess after he's done calling, you know, talking to them, I answered the phone like, hello, this is Trevo. Hello, this is Trevo. Bobbi speaking. How may I help you? And he was like, blah, 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 blah. You don't ever leave the front unattended. Blah. I was like, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because that's all that, you know, control freak narcissists want to hear is like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nobody cares. Anyway, so I was like, okay, and I hung up. And that happened like a month into me working there. So it was like a hostile work environment from the beginning. But I think most people watching this can relate to the fact that I had to have a job, and before I left that job, I couldn't leave, you know, that job and just like quit, because financially most people can't do that, you know, like unless they have a spouse that has like a way higher paying job or something like that. Like I couldn't just quit. So I was like working there and looking for another job, and which was kind of hard because he was like always breathing down my neck, if you will. And it was just a really, really, really bad place to work. I met a lot of people that I still talk to now. They're super nice. I just cannot, you know, I just cannot. let's see, what's something else he did? Like literally he called a meeting once to yell at literally everybody in the office. He called a meeting. He talked about some stuff and like some new changes are going to need to be made. And then his voice eventually went from like regular, like talking, we're going to need to make some changes, to like trying to fearmonger people. Like, you're going to have to change it. You're going to, like, saying the F word, you know, fired. You're going to get fired, blah, blah, blah. Like, and he like was supposed to be one of these holier than thou people, but that's a story for a different kind of video. Okay. But look, long story short, he's supposed to be all about Jesus and shit, but here he is treating his employees like shit. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. It like he was just a terrible person, point blank. He had like little dick syndrome or something. It had to have been. But his wife totally seemed like a beard. He didn't seem like he even liked her. She looked like she was like had battered wife syndrome or some shit like that. Like, because whenever he yelled and like he was yelling at the top of his lungs, she wasn't like, my man's getting y'all. She's like, please don't turn that anger over here to me kind of situation. So I was like, he probably beats the shit out of her. And I don't know why I'm laughing. It's like a nervous tick, I swear to you. But yeah, that's basically how I came to work at a pyramid Ponzi scheme that, you know, was just here in Oklahoma, you know. So thank you guys so much for watching my story time with Bobbi. I hope you're here for the natural, everyday look that I have going on right here. If you want a more dramatic or a more funny kind of story time for next Saturday, go ahead and list it in the description box below. Okay, I tried to go a little bit more funny this time as opposed to dramatic, because trust me, I've had both dramatic and funny stories. I have plenty of them, so just drop it in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next Thursday or Saturday. Bye!